Welcome to another presentation on Ascended Master Lineage Teachings. This is a show dedicated, this segment is dedicated to understanding more about the role of messengers, spiritualists, people who are able to contact higher realms and bring back truth. We have a message from Master Moyra through the Bridge activity, the Bridge to Freedom, which is a most excellent statement explaining how the contact of higher realms works, the accuracy of people, and the problems and difficulties people go to when they try to people find when they try to bring back the truth and report it to us after going to these higher realms. So here I will read directly from the words of Master Moyra. By the way, if you are not familiar with the images on the screen, all of them are messengers, people who have been taking messages from the masters since about 1875. I'll probably go into more on these in the future in specific shows dedicated to each one. These are the words of Master Moyra. Every life stream perceives the universe around him through his own energy, his own bodies, his own developed faculties such as the senses of hearing, seeing, and smelling, etc. This is also true to the consciousness within the individual which is enabled to rise, and from which the electronic body perceives the truths of the inner spheres. As you are aware, very few life streams can consciously ascend into the Holy Christ Self and perceive the realm in which that Holy Christ Self functions. Some are raised in moments of exaltation or deep contemplation, and flashes of awareness are drawn down into the outer consciousness, which are called visions, revelations, messages, whatever the recipient chooses to name them. The amount of truth which the consciousness perceives will be determined by several factors. First, by the height to which the conscious mind can rise without losing continuity of thought and awareness. The higher the consciousness goes, the less it can distinguish in the blazing light. I'll read that again. The higher the consciousness goes, the less it can distinguish in the blazing light, and often it appears to faint or black out if attempting such an experiment without the assistance of a master. This amount of truth which the consciousness perceives is also determined, secondly, by the development of the inner bodies, all of which have access to a particular strata or level in the sphere or height in which they function. For instance, the emotional body lives in the realm of feeling, and every man perceives this great realm through his own emotional faculties, even as everyone perceives the world of form through the physical faculties he has developed, some seeing great beauty, others distorted forms, some hearing the music of life, others dissonance. Some are able to discern truths in the realm of the lower mental consciousness through a well-developed, trained mental body. Others, when called upon to use the mental body, fall asleep. The consciousness, when forced to exert effort beyond its development in any of the bodies, always resorts to escape mechanism of sleep or fainting. Spiritualists have learned to enter the finer substance of the etheric world through controlling the senses and focusing the consciousness in their etheric body. The spiritual development of such individuals determines the type of disembodied consciousness they can contact. These people contact presences which dwell in various realms and report their worlds and their messages as truth. It is, of course, the partial truth, for the consciousness each contacts is only as evolved as their personal development allows them to comprehend. I'll repeat that. It is, of course, partial truth. For the consciousness each contacts is only as evolved as their personal development allows them to comprehend. Although the mass of mankind has limited the use of the faculties in the physical world, and a more or less varied use of these faculties of the emotional and mental worlds, the group who have developed the use of the etheric body is considerably smaller. And of these, 9 of 10 are unreliable in their reports because they are unable to rise out of the substratas, the levels of the lower etheric realm. They have developed this faculty through past lives, and they are mostly responsible for the foolish reports that mark spiritualism as a danger and hazard, rather than as a research which it was primarily intended to be, handled scientifically from the standpoint of locating the souls of men and assisting them out of chains of human consciousness by intelligent education. Now, eliminating all the foregoing, the few remaining who have gained sufficient development to rise consciously through this vehicle, through the etheric vehicle, into the higher mental realm, become the messengers of the higher spheres. They, too, can only report what they can perceive through the use of the faculties of their own Holy Christ self, nothing more. Everyone's Holy Christ self is no more equally developed than it is everyone's causal body or everyone's presence. For example, the causal body of Moyra is greater than that of the Ma Chohan, and the Ma Chohan is a greater causal body than mine. This is Master Moyra speaking. In like manner, Moyra can perceive more of truth than the Ma Chohan, and he more than I. Each reports truth as perceived by his ever-growing, ever-refining faculties, and it is only the degree of truth that differs. However, all who have achieved the ascension report only truth. All who must raise their consciousness through their lower bodies and return with that truth through the same vehicles are going to have some of the substance of their vehicles in their presentation. Now let us say 2 life streams have developed the capacity to raise their consciousness to a point where it may be awake, alert, and receptive in the presence of the masters. Each will receive through his own developed faculties. One will be centuries ahead of the other, yet both are instruments of the divine will. Then back through the mental and feeling world into the physical brain will come the instruction. The purity, selflessness, and nature of the individual will determine the accuracy of the revelation. Thirdly, the use of which the presentation of truth is put will be a good measure of the development of the messenger, because although one has developed the consciousness to a point where it may enter the higher realms at will, if the word and the gift is used to promote the personal self, the service is no longer of much use to the hierarchy. Once a life stream has learned to climb the ladder into the realms of light, no one can stay such an individual from reporting what he sees there. But here let the wise be warned that the reports are the result of each one's own vision. The results are the results of each one's own vision. And if it is clouded with self-aggrandizement, those who choose to share that vision are but seeing the wishful thinking of the messenger, clothing the universal light substance according to his own design and the substance of his lower mental, emotional, and physical bodies. For example, if you were to place 5 individuals in a room with the Cinemaster Saint Germain and he were to withhold his aura and the presence of his and the pressure of his light and his presence, each of those 5 beholding him with his physical sight, their emotional bodies and mental bodies would receive his message according to their own development, each one receiving commendation on a great accomplishment, one receiving commendation on a great accomplishment, another soothing distraught feelings, each endowing the master with what they desire most. Each endowing the master with what they desire most. This is likewise true of those who look out of the windows of the etheric body and the Christ self. When the truth is impersonal, dealing with an aspect of the law, it is often reported accurately. When the individual has specific likes, dislikes, and strong human opinions, these are bound to color the reception. Again, when the truth is impersonal, dealing with an aspect of the law, it is often reported accurately. When the individual has specific likes, dislikes, and strong human opinions, these are bound to color reception. I hope this will be of some small assistance to you in these hours, and that it will train the students to keep their consciousness awake through invocations, musical selections, meditations, etc., and not let it escape into pleasanter pastimes. You will remember Jesus had this difficulty with the disciples when he asked, "Can you not watch with me 1 hour?" We are determined to make the students alert to the law and their individual capacity to develop discernment, discrimination, and understanding. So those are the words of the Cinemaster Moyra through Geraldine, Inocente, and the Bridge to Freedom activity in the 1950s. Trying to clarify some of these confusing things about who's speaking truth, and is a person always speaking truth if they have some truth, etc. So I apologize for my somewhat stilted reading. I'll try to improve that, the grace of God, and I look forward to hearing from you perhaps. If you'd like a text transcript of this, do let me know at libertysun11@yahoo.com. Thank you.